Not that I really want to talk about it much more after seeing that 90-minute performance, but this is the player ratings video. Man United won, Swansea won. Who was your man of the match? Or, who was your heroes and your villains of the match? Let me know in the comments what you would say about the players. But let's start in goal. David De Gea, for me, uncharacteristically poor performance today. Shot stopping. He was still there to stop shot. Couldn't get anywhere near Sigurdsson for his goal, so I don't blame him for that. But his distribution was really, really off. His kicks were finding the wrong players. His throws weren't there. His passing was strange. Giving him a 5. I don't think De Gea played anywhere near his best. And at a time when all these stories are coming out about him being distracted by Real Madrid, that is not going to be a performance which fills fans with too much confidence, I suppose. Ashley Young, I'm going to give him a 5.5. He started off, I think, at started off at right back, but then switched to left back when Luke Shaw went off injured. He played okay. He was always an option out on the left. I feel he could have done a lot more with his crosses. Ashley Young was getting loads of space. Because Swansea were playing with a midfield diamond, the space was there for the fullbacks to exploit. And he had so much space, but unfortunately the crosses really weren't exploiting Swansea. They weren't good enough into the box. I feel like he could have done more. And the same goes with Antonio Valencia. I've given Valencia I'm giving him a 6. I think he was a little bit better than Ashley Young. And I like Valencia and the style he adds. But Valencia's tired at the moment. And you can see it, a little bit tired. That's why he was rested for the game. Centre-back partnership, Eric Bailly, I've given him a 6. I think he was easily our best centre-back or best defender, I feel, prior to going off with that injury. People are asking there, how long is Bailly out for? We don't know, but it didn't look like the best injury, did it? It was one of those injuries where a player pulls up on his own, and they're normally the ones where you put your heads in your hands and you think, oh, please don't be fucking injured for too long. But if he's out injured, that's all of our centre-backs out injured. Daley Blind, I'm going to give him a 5.5. I didn't think he had anywhere near the same sort of performance he had against Burnley or Man City. I think it was a little bit lackadaisical to use for that Blind performance, but he's normally got so much composure. That performance today was no composure at all. The same goes for Ander Herrera and Michael Carrick. I'm giving both of them a 5 in midfield. With Paul Pogba out of the team, Manchester United have needed our midfielders to step up and try and replace the passing range that Pogba has. Both Carrick and Herrera are capable of doing that. Their passing range is excellent. But again today, we saw them overrunning a midfield. Swansea, they had Leon Britton, Key, I can't remember who else played there, maybe Sigurdsson played there, but they were all over us. They gave them no space and no time on the ball, and because of that, they couldn't control or dictate the game. And because of that, we weren't getting the balls in over the top to Rashford to try and exploit the space in behind. Second game in a row that's happened, and I'm really disappointed about that because I wanted more from Herrera and Pogba. Now, Jesse Lingard, I've given him a 4. I think Jesse Lingard was particularly bad today. Just like all the other players, the composure wasn't there with his final touches, his shots, his through balls, just everything about Lingard was off today. And the same goes for all the rest of our attackers. Anthony Martial is the only player for me that earned stripes today in attack. But Jesse Lingard, he had a lot of opportunities, a lot of attacks that went through him and stopped with him because his passing just wasn't good enough. The link-up play was bad from Lingard today. Moving off the ball, it's always good from Lingard, but today he needed to offer more. Wayne Rooney, for me, he gets a 3, and I think a 3 is genuinely being very generous. I'll probably downgrade it to a 2. And that's coming from the player who scored the goal. Kind of sums up how bad Rooney was. And I was actually quite excited about seeing Rooney play today. I thought with Ibrahimovic out, Rooney coming back into fitness towards the end of the season, he won't be exhausted, he might have some energy. But Rooney was just shit. There is really no other way to sum up that performance by Wayne Rooney. We probably would have been better without him on the pitch. His passing was awful. He wasn't energetic enough to help in that midfield trio. And when he was, and he won the ball back, he lost it quite quickly after. Rooney. I really wanted him to do well today, but for goodness sake, what was that from Rooney? I really don't know. At a time when Zlatan Ibrahimovic is out and we need experienced players to come in and sort of take the game by the scruff of the neck, bring the players around. Rooney's been there. He's won Champions Leagues. He's won Premier Leagues. He's won FA Cup. One. And League Cups. But that was a very inexperienced, poor, mismanaged performance by Wayne Rooney in a game that he knew he surely had to perform. Problem is, we don't have that many attackers, so he probably will play against Celta Vigo, maybe he'll play against Arsenal, but that was tragically bad from Wayne Rooney. And he's my villain of the match. I don't know. What's the opposite of a man of the match? Dunce of the match. I'm going to give that to Rooney. Anthony Martial, there's some positive we can talk about. I'm giving him a 7 today. I think Martial, for me, was the only player who faced and turned his defenders, ran with pace, started creating chances. We didn't make the most of them, but Martial was the danger man for Man United in attack today. The one that was actually trying to make things happen. Nobody else took on that responsibility today. Rashford, Lingard, Rooney, try as they might, they were nowhere near as effective as Martial. And Martial didn't score. Martial didn't get an assist, so technically he wasn't that effective either. But he was the best of a bad bunch today, and I feel Martial did quite well, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Antonio Valencia came off the bench. I'm going to give him a 6. Played at right back, as I said, played a little bit better than Ashley Young. Darmian played right centre-back in a 4, only a couple of weeks after playing left centre-back in a back 5. He's a versatile player. He did all right there. As I said, I probably would have rather had Axel Tuanzebe come on there instead of him, but lo and behold, Mourinho thought differently. And Mkhitaryan came on as well at the end, but I don't think he had enough of a performance for us to really give him a rating. But that is it for the player ratings today. Really not much to talk about in terms of positive looks on the game. I think Martial, as I said, was the only player really who earned some stripes today. David De Gea, poor. We're struggling without Pogba, as Agitesh, I can't even speak now apparently, is saying in the comments there. But Man United have enough quality in this team to brush past Swansea, who are relegation candidates this season. Won 1 game in the last 6, lost to West Ham, Watford and Bournemouth, but they get a point at Old Trafford. That's it for the player ratings. Let me know your player ratings below, as you always do. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to United People's TV. And we'll see you soon. Take it easy.